Good choice not going too high. Okay, that was good. Bruh. I like that. Okay. Ooh. All right. All right. Okay. Actually, you had a couple of good things in that, and I just want to ask a couple things. So, do you know how to tech? Yeah. Okay. So, you don't really tech stuff on stage specifically? All right. So, in that case, that's good. Some people just don't know how to press the shield button when they land or get hit until stage. So, every once in a while, I just have to remind them. Hmm. You know, your uppies aren't bad necessarily. I just don't feel like you're making full use out of them. And that sounds a little bit weird, but like what I mean by that is specifically when you're recovering off stage. Oh, well, that too. I just meant like I feel like you don't mix up enough with it. Whenever I'm using uppy to get back on stage, yeah, no, something like that. Whenever I'm using uppy to get back on stage, I'm thinking two things. I'm thinking, okay, how do I want to use uppy? Do I want to use it to its full extent and specifically space it so it's really hard to two frame and punish? I like that down there a lot. Two frame and punish, or do I want to just uppy high and specifically try and hit my opponent? Also, you try and do like a lot of strings, but I don't see. Whoops! What the hell? That was a weird. That was a weird interaction. You do like a lot of strings and try and go for a lot, but I don't see you like doing many true combos. Just a lot of strings and a lot of okay. I hit this. Let's try and get this next. Also, well, honestly, I always just change my combos up slightly depending on the situation. But I have like my favorites. Every Kirby has like their favorite combos, basically. Like Gilahue, he does way less like optimal combos in my opinion because they do less damage. But a lot of his combos are meant to just specifically get his opponents in a worse situation. So they do less damage, but they're more like high risk, high reward type of beat. Since I like that forward air a lot. Anyways, that oh my god, Kirby's small. Oh my god, Kirby's small. Die. Bruh! Thank you. Okay. So what was I saying? Oh yeah, no. So most of my combos specifically are like forward air into grab into forward air into up tilt or like forward air into up tilt. My entire goal is to like lead from forward airs into like up tilts so that I can get like up tilt strings. I can get a lot of damage from my up tilt strings, especially like at early mid percents, right? But then other people like Gillyhue, they'll do like forward air into dash attack, or grab forward air dash attack to get their opponent off stage so they can try and get an early edge guard and maybe get some like early kills from that. And occasionally I'll do that, especially if like the character I'm playing against has a really weak recovery, like you're playing against a Belmont. I'll take the damage if I can get it, but sometimes if I see them closer to the ledge and I'm just like, what if I just fair train them off stage, you know, fair into fair into fair. Fun fact about that axe, even though it's not the smartest way to do it, the strong hit of Nair at the very beginning beats out axe. So sometimes when I'm in that situation, I don't have another choice, like I don't have an air dodge or something for any reason, I will just like straight up Nair it. It's hard to time sometimes, but it's worth it. Also, I like most of your moves that you're throwing out, but like the way you're approaching is kind of okay-ish. You approach and then you get close and then you start using your down tilts, then you start using your crouch, but honestly, Kirby's crouch is really good at like almost every range. And I think you've noticed this, but you can crouch underneath my cross, which is my side B. So don't just use down tilt and don't just use crouch like when you start getting close. Use it to avoid projectiles and avoid moves. You know how hard it is for me to hit this forward air even though it's long? It is skinny as heck. A lot. And sometimes there's moves that you can't pancake, but that opponent has to like space the moves so well that it's really hard for them to hit Kirby, you know? Stuff like that too. Yeah, no, you definitely do. Like I've been saying, I feel like your recovery has not had enough mix-up. How do I say this? Most of your recovery feels very predictable. It feels like, okay, look, he's going to keep jumping high. He's going to continue to go high. Look, he's going low, so he's going to go low. It's not like, oh, he's going high and then he fast falls or then he air dodges. I haven't seen you air dodge once to the ledge. Nah, it's just like you can tell what recovery path you're taking just based on how high you're going, how low you're going, whatever. Also, I'm not going to lie. This is a matchup. There are some matchups that Kirby has where honestly the best way to play it is just play super like back. Play slow. Play kind of like lame, and more importantly than anything, play patient. That's the name of the game for matchups like this. Yeah, I like that. Also, don't worry about that down B too much. There's a weird thing with it where only the fully charged version of down B will actually hit when Kirby's crouching. So as long as you prepare for it, you can kind of just oh, I did not mean to do that one. You can kind of just run away or roll right before the fully charged version comes out. It does take a little bit of like matchup knowledge, though, I will say. Yo, I like that crouch a lot. Also, fun fact, this is definitely another one of those matchups where crouch is just like your best friend. I'm sad. Yeah, I haven't seen you air dodge much. Also, yeah, no, it's like a really good option too because, like I said earlier, it's like an extra jump when you're recovering. So you can try and go low and then air dodge, or you can, instead of doing like just jumping to the ledge, you can like air dodge to the ledge when you're parallel to it. And whenever you're parallel to the ledge, I've noticed you kind of just go straight for the ledge. You don't, once again, go higher than the ledge or lower than the ledge. When you're parallel to the ledge, I know for a fact you're just going to go towards the ledge. So I'm going to hit the ledge. Also, you have this slight habit of like rolling in very predictable ways. Your ledge options feel predictable, not only that, but like, have you ever heard the saying that it's not just about what ledge option you do, but also when you do the ledge option? So like if you, yeah. So one of the strongest ledge options is actually just wait on ledge. If your opponent doesn't have a good move that, whoa, you're dead, that hits the ledge or hits underneath ledge, they're going to struggle a lot against a character that can just wait on ledge. Also, this is definitely a matchup where it's just ultra patience. This is like the hella patience matchups. The entire goal of this matchup is literally just, okay, we gotta basically outplay Shulk, and that means basically just outplaying him by being more patient than, oh wow, by being more patient than him. No, I like what you were doing there, because that was the first time you tried to recover from like more far away and higher, with up B specifically instead of just jumping. Not good in Monado arts. No, I get that. It's just, it's something you just like learn to play with. So remember earlier how I was saying like Gilhue always went for like combos that lead into off stage so he can get like better situations for himself instead of like going for more damage. I know combo routes, I'm like the back of my hand. I know which ones will lead my opponent to go off stage. I know which ones will lead my opponent to like just get more damage, like the optimal damage ones. But there's also combo routes where like I'll do the combo, but instead of like going for more damage, I'll actually end it with like inhale and I'll take the copy ability instead. And the matchups where I'll go for like that or just go for inhale into copy ability more than like other matchups include Shulk. They also include Samus, like Dark Samus, because I think, well, I think Charge Shot's like one of the, no, I think it is the best. I think it's better personally than Monado Arts. It just does so much. Specifically in that matchup, it does so much. Charge Shot's just, it's such a good move. So I always go for it. Oh wow! As of recent, I went to a major upset, and like it's the first time I've actually like just played like worse than I ever wanted to. I got a really bad placement in my eyes, but it happens. This is like the second time this has happened in like all my majors, so I'm not too mad. It's just disappointing, and I played bad type of beat. Like there are times where I got like a worse placement, but I felt like I got outplayed. This one was just I played bad. Well, and anyways, during the first day though, actually no, it was during the second day. I don't remember his name, but I fought a Robin like this one. And that Robin was like, he was playing really good up until the last game. That last game, I went for like cheesy combos, and I also went for a lot of copy ability. During the set, I went for a lot of copy ability in general, just because I think Robin's copy ability, if you can get it, is really good. I don't go for like copy ability combos or setups. I just, okay, I get an up tilt. Can I get a dare ride? No. Can I get a copy ability then? Yes, copy ability. Or can I rather get more damage from like up air chains? No, copy ability. More than anything though, I was just like, one thing I do right is I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm going to tell you straight up. I am a masher. I mash buttons. I mash my face into my controller, right? And I'm standing there. I know, right? I'm standing there mashing my face into my controller, And I know for a fact that my opponent's going to learn how to shield around me. Whenever I start approaching, my opponent's going to be like, Scoob! I know JeJa's just going to mash his little face into his controller, so what do? I'm going to shield. And he's doing a lot of aerials. He's mashing a Scoob ton of aerials. So naturally, he's going to shield. But when he starts shielding is when I can start playing a little bit of a different game. When he starts shielding a lot, that's when I oftentimes switch a little bit. Instead of like Gillihu does a lot of tomahawk grabs, and I should start doing that. But what I do personally is I go for a lot of inhales. I'll do a lot of aerials. My opponent will be conditioned, is what it's called, to start like shielding, and then I'm going to go and do inhales instead of like aerials. Whoops! I'm going to do inhale instead of aerials, and that's going to be really good for getting copy abilities, and that's going to be really good for just getting general damage. Against some players, I don't actually need the copy ability, but I still go for inhale because I think it's even harder to react to than tomahawk grab. So go for the inhales. So I actually almost always take the ability, even if the ability's useless. Like I think Ness's is useless. I think Jigglypuff's is useless, even though it's like physically one of my favorite designs. It's useless completely. So I just always take the ability, but then I spit them out. I mean, not then, but then when I get them off stage or when I have a moment of free time, I just cancel the ability by like taunting. And that's literally just because spitting them out does less damage than swallowing them for the ability. So oftentimes I will take the ability. It's like 3 or 4% extra damage, so I'll just take the ability and then taunt later. Exactly. I almost fun fact. Even though it's not optimal, it is not optimal to go for the high copy ability. It's my favorite copy ability. I mean, copy ability for the high taunt. I always go for the high taunt because I just like it the most. I know the most optimal one is up taunt. Up taunt's the fastest of any of our taunts, but like down taunt's just better. Objectively, it's better. So I go for it. I go for it, even though I know for a fact it's not better. I think that's funny. Also, sometimes it just feels like you're mashing, but the mash doesn't have too much of a point to it. You know? Like, you know how when I was saying. No, no, go ahead. Yeah. I like that explanation of what you just said a lot. Because I had a student recently, and his entire, like, one of his worst problems just, he mashed. And that sounds bad, because I think it's bad only when you do it badly. There are tactical mashings like I do, which, yeah, okay, this is conditioning the opponent's thing, one thing. But he just sometimes threw out moves. Like, I would be on the ledge, and he's throwing out a back air where I'm going to be rolling. But then I never roll. And so he's just mashing back air, back and forth, at where roll distance is. And I'm like, dude, I feel like you're mashing without a point to the mashing. Oh, yeah, no, that's a great way to put it. No, that's a great way to put it. Remember how earlier you're like, I like to swallow. I'm not swallow. I like to spit out people so they get confused. I don't get confused by that. I just say I'm gonna better player it. So yeah, no, I think that's another thing. It feels like sometimes you're just mashing, but the move doesn't have much purpose. Like I'm too far away for your forward air to hit, and it's not really doing anything. It's not really making me like fear the forward air. It's not close enough where you're hitting my shield or you would be hitting my shield. It's not even there to like condition me to shield. It's just there. Also, sometimes these hammers just come out of nowhere and they have actual zero purpose. That was really bad. Hello. Oh, I see. That makes sense. You know, you're starting to get the idea of shield pressure with Kirby, but I feel like you just quite don't have it down there. Like a lot of your shield pressure right now is just oh my god. Yep, no, that's Crom and Ike. What was this thing? Oh yeah, no, a lot of your shield pressure is like getting to where my shield pressure is, or the idea of where my shield pressure is. Personally, whenever I'm like mashing on someone's shield, that's literally what it is. It's mashing on someone's shield. The idea is to space your tilts specifically. I don't know. Let's say I start by hitting someone's shield with a forward air, right? From there, I'm going to start probably trying to mash on their shield, especially if they don't have a good out of shield option. Like Lucas, what the hell is Lucas going to do out of shield? Nothing. He got nothing. And so this weekend I was out there playing Remy, which is like our my scene's freaking Ness, not Ness, Lucas player mainly. He does play Ness, but he doesn't play him like Lucas. He just plays Ness for like the fun of it, you know. Anyways, he's our resident like Lucas player in this region, and he's really good at him. But he realized, oh, Lucas doesn't have any out of shield option. So whenever I start just mashing on his shield, he doesn't have an option that just gets him out of that for free, like Game & Watch does, right? He actually has to think to himself, how do I get out of this option? So what I do specifically to pressure shield a lot is I do a lot of usually starting with an aerial, but if not, starting with a tilt. And tilts are our best thing to pressure shield. So I'll do like, yeah, absolutely. They're non-committal, they're quick, and the frame data is what makes them so good at pressuring shield. Down tilt's really good at pressuring shield. F tilt's really good at pressuring shield, and those are like the main ones I use. Whenever I'm like hitting someone's shield, I'm usually hitting it with one of those two moves. If I just want to like pressure shield for the sake of pressuring shield, getting it lower. But yeah, but usually when I'm pressuring shield, I have an idea behind pressuring shield. I'm like, okay, I'm out here trying to pressure his shield. Why? And then I'll say to myself, because I want him to jump. Because I want him to roll. More than anything, whenever I pressure shield, I want them to do a defensive shield option usually. Or an out of shield option. I want them to do an option out of shield. I don't care if it's defensive or aggressive. I just want to find the pattern of what they like to do. Do they always do an aerial out of shield? Okay, great. Down tilt, F tilt. Oh, they're going to aerial out of shield. I feel it coming. I'm going to shield it, and then I'm going to punish it with like a nair out of shield or something, right? Or a lot of times, people's greatest reaction, I'm telling you this right now from experience, like 60% of people's favorite reaction to you pressuring their shield is like, you'll do two down tilts, right? And then they're going to be like, oh shoot, they're pressuring my shield really hard. I gotta jump. Jump is their favorite option in general. So a lot of times, especially if I see people start by jumping out of shield, I'm going to realize later on, hey, remember this first time that I pressured this man's shield? He jumped out of shield. He didn't do an aerial out of shield. He just jumped out of shield. And yeah, a lot of times they do an aerial with it, but they like jump a lot. So next time I'm pressuring their shield, I'm going to do like 2 down tilts. And then I saw he jumped after 2 down tilts. What am I going to do after? I'm going to jump back here. And I'm going to catch whatever aerial they had, or I'm going to catch them lacking, basically. And just be like, whoa, look at this. I knew you were going to jump, so I jumped with you. And I backered you. And now you're dead. Or now you're off stage. Or now you just took a forward air or a back air. And you know, I'll change what I'm going to do out of shield depending on what I need to do. Like, oh, shoot, he's at low percent. I think forward air would just be better in general, just because it does more damage. So I'm going to do like a double jump forward air to catch a jump out of shield. A lot of times I'll either do like a full hop or like an instant double jump. But honestly, for you right now, it might just be full hopping is really good. So like full hop out of shield, back air if you read that they're going to jump out of shield. Also, another thing I've noticed just now, because throughout that entire interaction with Duck Hunt, right? You know the one thing you were doing? Down air. No, like, I literally hit you, and you wouldn't air dodge, you wouldn't jump. Every single time. There were 5 times where you did in the last little bit. I hit you, you down air immediately. Or you down air when I'm coming at you. Or you down air in general. And you really need to stop that, mate. The funny part is, I was nowhere near you that time. I guess that's what I said about unnecessary mashing, but in a way, I think that one's a little bit better, just because you could use a move to get down quicker, but you shouldn't be using down air to get down quicker. So I want to say, down air is our worst aerial, because down air is absolutely our worst aerial. All of our aerials have some purpose or somewhat good, but down air is just like the worst of them. I still think down air is decent or good, but it's like saying, oh shoot, a banana, an orange. Yeah, do I want a banana? Do I want an orange? Do I want an apple? All of these are great, but like, damn, that orange is like the worst one. So I'm going to usually go for like a banana. But eventually or occasionally, I'm like, I want to use that orange. I mean, I want to eat that orange. Downer is like the orange. It's not good all the time, but it has its very situational uses or moments where it's just like, damn, this orange godlike. So, have you ever heard of JeJaCord? So every character has their own unique character Discord, like official character Discord for Smash. And JeJaCord sucks, but it's great for starters. At least that's my opinion. Once you actually get into any type of like high level Kirby, it's just garbage. Honestly, DDD's ability is funny. And it's honestly half the time it's just a toss up of, do I want to keep it just to reflect Gordo's, or do I want to just have our normal inhale and like go for suck and cuck or just cheese them or something like that? And honestly, most of the time I just keep our normal inhale. But every once in a while I'm like, this dude just smashes Gordo's. I might as well just go for the ability. And if I get the ability, I'll just keep it. Nah. Nah. Honestly, I don't even use it. Why would you ever down air a Gordo? Always Nair. Nair. Nair this. Nair will hit Gordo regardless. Also, Uppy. Nair and Uppy are like the best ones. So if you're approaching from like the ledge and they're like Gordoing it, Uppy the ledge. And you'll Uppy the Gordo. And it'll be hard for the DDD to punish. Like, you saw how you kind of just did a down air when I was like nowhere near the ledge? So, you know how to fastball? Yeah, you tap down once. But just tap down once and then don't hold it. and then you can do other moves. Like instead of doing downer, which I once again, like I said earlier, is like our worst aerial. What you should do instead is like do neutral air. Like I said, neutral air is like the better version of downer. It's like the banana. I don't even know if you like bananas, but I'm a big fan of bananas. I messed up that angle so bad. I usually do it okay. Like I did it okay there. But that first stock, I'm just like, whoa, my brain just gave up. Also, you always try and like downer off stage. Like I wasn't even like directly below you there. I was like to the side of you. Downer is like the worst option there. Instead of doing that, I was like, you know, kind of behind you. You could have done a back here. You know what I'm saying? Most of the time, whenever I'm trying to fight someone off stage because they're trying to go off stage against me, I'm looking at them and I'm like, oh, hey, they're to the side of me. What side? In front of me? Behind me? Okay, back here. No, forward air. Oh, they're directly below me. Can I hit a neutral? I mean, can I hit a down or can I hit a neutral air? Okay, it's going to take me too long for downer to come out because downers are like worst aerial, like I said earlier. And the reason it's our worst aerial, or one of the reasons, is literally just because it's the slowest aerial in our arsenal. It's frame 18. So do I have time for an 18 frame move to come out? No? Okay, what about neutral air? Does neutral air come out? Yes. Neutral comes out frame 8. We can neutral air, and I can take away their jump. Takes away their jump. Are they above me? Up air. Up air is just good in general, honestly. I like up air. That's because it has great combo potential. Yeah, you keep doing that. Like, you either down air or you down B, and both of them are bad. Lucas's F tilt's like slightly bigger than most people think. It's about what you think, but it's just slightly bigger. It is literally what the animation shows, but slightly bigger. Bad downer. You could have neutral aired instead, and it would have been faster. And it would have been way harder for me to react personally. You have air dodge as well, so occasionally you can mash, you know, an air dodge out or something like that. And you can also, you know, use other moves that you have as well. Like in that situation, it was hard because it's hard to outrange something like Mewtwo's tail, which is like half a sword, not a full sword, but like half a sword. Also, you have a serious roll habit. It is very obvious whenever you're going to roll. Like, over half the time, your option is just roll off ledge. I'm not done yet. Honestly, one of the things I do is start by getting completely rid of using downer, so that later on you can reintroduce downer into your kit, but it'll be a significantly less big thing in your kit. And instead, we'll just be like that. You'll find the situations where it's actually like useful, and it'll be like, hey, look, I can pull out the orange now because I know how to use the orange. And I've also learned how to play without the orange. So, now that I know how to play without it, I can play with it. My Captain Falcon go off slightly. Oh, I can barely hear that. Don't worry, as long as you DI that right, it'll be fine. You're dead. That's just dead. You still have neutral air. Also, I like that setup a lot because I do it too. When I do like double down tilt into like forward air. That's another way to pressure shield. Like tilts into like aerials, especially like stuff like forward airs or back airs. Best thing you can do. Oh, I'm sad now. Goodbye. Oh my god. I need a grab. Oh yeah. Nah, I haven't seen you like grab or inhale. Well, you've seen you inhale, but like not like tomahawk inhales or going for my shield inhales, just inhale in general. Like sometimes you'll just run hot, sometimes you'll just inhale when honestly I'm like directly outside your range and I wouldn't have done it there. But honestly, no grabs. Like legitimately no grabs. You don't do like forward into grab to do combos. You don't just do grab in general. No tomahawk grabs. Just no grab. This is another one of those matchups where you play patient and you kind of just want to like punish the fact that I'm doing aerials with tilts. So like you see me do an aerial like forward air, and if I landed like too close, but I don't quite hit you, you can do something like a forward tilt, right? Because forward tilt has a surprising amount of range. And so you can use that range of yours to try and beat out my range. And it involves playing patient, playing safe, and just playing back in general. It is what is called acting second. Oh, shoot, my opponent swung first. Let's swing now that they've swung. It's like getting into a fist fight in a bar or something, and someone drunkenly swings at you. If they miss, you're gonna have a lot of time before their fist comes back to punish the fact that they just swinged and missed. And if they swing both fists, well, now they're just completely useless and defenseless. Also, one other random thing you haven't noticed, because I assume this one's harder to notice. Whenever you do something like a F smash, you always do F smash in the spot dodge, especially if you hit my shield. Nice. I deserve that. Oh, that was dead. You were dead after the first one too. I just need to make sure. I was considering one of the two things. I'm like, okay, either I down air or I just footstool again, and I'm like, footstool again seems funnier. What the? Dude actually just grabbed a flaming fireball. Whoop. That's like the time where you use downers, something like that. That's a dare ride, but that's really hard to do. By the way, if you have any questions ever, feel free to ask them. Questions are like really good. Well, I'm glad. Hell yeah. I get that. You don't have any jumps. You're dead. Bye. Stuff like that was just like basic shield pressure, but it was still really good just because you're pressuring a shield. That's honestly it sometimes. Do not the cat. Oh, screw. For some reason, I thought my air dodge was not gonna make it for a second. That was just another one of the. It feels like you're going to go and try and be parallel to the ledge, so I'm gonna just punish you for that. Not mixing up your recovery. Like you did there, you mix it up a little bit more, but with the forward air, but you still went the exact same path. I like them a little mix up with the forward air though. That's what makes a little like taking the same path less risky when you mix up with something else. Yeah, I can take the same path, but if I mix up, it's going to be a little bit harder for my opponent to actually catch it, and that's all that matters. Do you know what a do you know what a RAR back air is there? Yep, like this. It's facing one way and then turning around to face the other way so you can do a back air with your character. You don't even have to do a back air. You can do like a neutral air. Not useful with Kirby because neutral air hits on both sides, but it's funny. I kind of do a slingshot. No, I do slingshots now. Yeah, just habitually. But that's still very similar to what a RAR backer is. The purpose of it is the same. Just turn around so that your character turns around in the like right before you turn around. Just to turn around right before you reach the ear, so your character starts looking backwards, and you can use your back here. IRAR, RAR, Slingshot, they're all the same purpose. They just achieve it in a slightly different way with slightly different benefits. Hello. By the way, what did you say? Yeah, no, that's another thing I do a lot. So if my opponent, or I know my opponent's going to do something like a jump, because most of the persons who like I fight, most of them will just do a jump immediately after I downer them because they're panicking. They're like, oh shoot, I gotta get up and I gotta get up quick, or else I'm going to die, right? I'm going to get too far down. So oftentimes they'll just do a jump. And that means, hey, that means, hey, this is going to be really easy. I know for a fact he's just going to jump. So instead, I can catch his jump with a backer. I can catch his jump with a forward air. You're dead. I can catch the fact that he's jumping. I think picking up a secondary to improve fundamentals is never a bad idea, but don't do it simply because it'll improve your fundamentals. Make sure you pick a character too that will cover some of the bad matchups that you personally have. As well as that, I think just playing this game more, and like me personally, I play Kirby, but I have fun with like every character, and I think every character teaches you something slightly different. So oftentimes I'll just like play other characters for the fun of it, and oftentimes I'll come out learning something new about my fundies or something new about the game I might not have known before. These aren't just like my secondaries. I don't just pull them out whenever. I just pull them out because I'm playing for fun or I'm bored on quick play. Ooh, I like that up air a lot. Ooh, that was a good get up attack. Oh, right behind me. Honestly, it was better for surviving, but there was a chance that if you landed on top of me, it would have shield poke. But if it didn't shield poke, you were dead. I'm still below you, meaning I can still kill you. It can. I think part of it is knowing as well, just like after each hit I get, I gotta know that, hey, I got this hit. What hit can I get after I got this hit? Hit a neutral air like that one? Yeah, exactly. Hit a neutral air like I did there. I know I can do something like a back air immediately after. You have no jumps. Also, that's the thing I've noticed. Sometimes you just don't know how many jumps you have whatsoever. When I started playing, I had the same problem of I don't know how many jumps Kirby has. So one thing I would do is just in my head I'd count the jumps every time I started jumping. I'm like one jump, two jump. But then eventually I got good and realized that hey, two things. If you're listening with like if you're listening with your like headphones or whatever, you can hear that every time Kirby jumps, hit the sound Kirby makes when he jumps gets higher pitched per jump. Take a listen. Just jump. Did you hear that? They're getting higher pitched. But also, what I use personally is the fact that his animation changes. Every time he jumps, the puff ball gets less puffy. So I use those to determine that, hey, I don't have any jumps left. After you get so used to having a specific resource, you're going to be used to like knowing what resource is next, or how many of that resource you have left. That downer, that was a buffer. That was a hella buffer. But I think like personally, I know I have my own issues. Like I was playing everyone, you know how everyone has their own ledge habits? Like I keep reading your rules off ledge. I have my own too. Like a lot of times I change it up a lot, but good players will always react to it. I do a lot more neutral get up than I should sometimes because I just make it too predictable. Yeah, it's Kirby's like best option off the ledge, but I just make it way too predictable on how I'm going to ledge get up because they know, hey, even though he's waiting, he's going to ledge get up with a normal get up. So let's punish normal get up. Like I was fighting a Bass Mage in a money match this weekend, and I lost game 5 in the saddest way imaginable because I saw that he was just charging F smash, but then I did drop off ledge, jump, get up, and that was stupid because he had been reading a normal get up this entire game. And I could have just waited until his F smash started up and done a get up attack. Because Jigglypuff's F smash still has a decent amount of lag, and I could have done that. And nothing else would have killed me. He's not going to rest me out of shield there. You're dead. Oh, you lived. Ah, frick. That was not the worst. Nah, you're going to land in front of me and can grab. Bye. So, yeah, no, that's all my, that's like our confirm move. If we hit forward air 1 or forward air 2, we get confirms at like late percent, like 90 plus, 80 plus, whatever. On lighter characters, maybe like 70 plus, even 60 plus. You can get a like forward air 1 into F smash, forward air 1 into up smash. You can do forward air 1, run up smash, and all of that's like a buffered combo real quick. You can do forward air 1 into forward air, which I think is really funny off the ledge if you don't have anywhere. But honestly, if you're good at like instant back airs or slingshots or anything like that, you can do forward air 1 into back air immediately, and that one's really good, especially on ledges. I just do whatever, like, I look at it, I hit the forward air, and I'm like, my opponent's position like this. That means that the best move I can go for is this. I just look to see where my opponent is after the hit, and I'm like, oh yeah, I can hit that. You know? Yeah, like that. In that specific moment, it looked like you jumped, and so I got the aerial hit, meaning I could have done up smash instead, but I just saw that I'm like, forward smash, go hush. You're dead. I messed up, and I was wrong. Kirby, come home. Up there, up air. You're not down airing me like that. Not yet, at least. I tried to parry that. I deserve that. I like the attempt at edge guarding. I feel like you don't really like do either edge guarding or ledge trapping. You kind of just are very mediocre at both. Is the best way to put. Oh, you're dead. Nah, I kind of get it. Like, don't worry. At first, you have to be conscious about like every decision you make. Like, oh, I'm gonna do a forward air because this forward air is going to do this, or I'm going to do a neutral air because I need to get down. Right? At first, you start thinking like that, but then eventually, I'm not gonna lie to you. Once you get good, most players kind of forget why they do moves. They just know that this move is good because of this. Because they've seen the situation so many times that they just subconsciously know now, hey, let's do this move because it's really good at this very specific position. You know? I think that's why another reason like I'm doing this as my senior project, because I've gotten to the point where half the time I'm just like, I can explain it, but it takes me more thought to explain what I'm doing and why I'm doing than it should, because I'm the one that's doing it. Why am I having troubles explaining what I'm doing? And I realized just because at this point it's so subconscious and I don't think about it anymore that my brain's just like, yeah, we know that's a good move to do there. But why? Exactly. Muscle memory is a huge thing too. Once you memorize certain combos, like I've just muscle memory combos now. I don't think about like how to do the combo anymore like I used to. I literally just know that hey, muscle memory time. I hit someone and then I start a combo. And I know how to muscle memory it. I'd look at the screen. I'm like, okay, I can't just muscle memory this one with this specific combo. I actually got to mix up. But I already know all the inputs from muscle memory, so I can just switch up that, hey, let's do this instead. And the muscle memory is just like, yo, I got you because we've done this specific input thousands of times. Nice. Oh, here's the reason. Here's the reason you didn't think that. Because in every single one of our matches so far, I haven't done that once. But the reason I did this time is because I felt like you were going to go for something stupid, and you did. I'm just like, I think he's going to go for like a greedy option, and you went for an up smash, which was a really greedy option. Oh, also, let's end this with a best of 5. Since time is basically up, we'll end it with the best of 5, mate. I'm gonna try hard a little bit. Never mind. I know, I saw the jumps and I'm like, wait, he can't make it. Why am I going down? I'm like, there's no point in going down. Oh, actually, I hate that moment. Not gonna kill. It's just for damage. You're dead. That was forward air 1 into forward air 2 into down smash. So if you drag down with forward air 1, forward air 2, you can down smash afterwards. Like I just did from a short hop there, but you can do it from like just landing forward air 2 as well. And sometimes when you drag down as well, that'll work. But you need, to do a drag down properly, you need like slightly higher percent for sure. Like 100 plus type of beat. Oh, you lived? Goodbye. Like, that's what I mean by those random ass neutral Bs. That neutral B was just like really weirdly placed. Like, it's not a I'm going to read him shielding and then go up in neutral B. It's not a I'm like tomahawk neutral being. It's just a neutral B. And sometimes like those neutral Bs can work out, but the way you're placing them, I just feel like they're not very optimal. I'm dead. Yeah, no, I deserve that. I should have up B'd. Sometimes you just play a game of rock, paper, scissors. But sometimes people can't use rock. Sometimes people can only shoot scissors or paper, so there's an obvious choice of either I win this interaction or I tie this interaction. You know, the safe move. I'm glad. That's the point. Ooh, I like that interaction. I was getting way too greedy personally, and I just kept trying to go back to stage through pure force instead of like actually being patient and waiting. So I deserved to get punished there for sure. And you were doing better punishing me. No, I get that. Also, sometimes you hit a move and you just don't know how to react, or you just don't react. Yeah. I think that'll come with time of, oh, hey, I hit, and that'll react faster. Just because you know that you hit. You know you felt it. And sometimes your DI just goes, I don't even know where, dude. Sometimes your just DI just goes. Which is still another thing that just comes with playing the game. It's like, oh, I can react faster because I know I got hit by this. But for now, it's fine. Conscious thought decisions. Yeah, no, you every single time you just forward air at this specific point, and for the last few matches, all you've done is forward air. So I'm finally like, okay, I know you're just gonna forward air, so I'm gonna do something funny because I know what you're gonna do, and I think that's a perfect way to end off this session.